Hey guys, and welcome to Overland NZ. So we get heaps of questions about our Hilux here and how we turned it from a stock vehicle into something suitable for overlanding. So I thought I'd take you through all the mods we've done and all the kind of decisions that we've made and why. So yeah, let's jump into it. Starting with the basics, it's a 2013 Toyota Hilux SR5, which means it comes with climate control, cruise control, carpet, a little bit of sound deadening and things like that, just to make it, a little bit nicer for those long journeys on the road. Up the front here, we've got two small AliExpress LED lights. Now, they're not as bright as I was hoping, unfortunately. They do, sort of pump out a little bit, but I think I might upgrade this to something a little bit brighter later on. Got a UHF aerial, which hooks up to the radio inside of the cab. I installed a Hilux stone guard thing on the bonnet here. Don't know if it actually stops stones from chipping the bonnet or anything, but I think it looks kind of cool. And we got the snorkel because, they look kind of sweet, and it's better to have it and not need it than to not have it and kill the engine. So one of the most common questions we get is, can you fit 16-inch steelies on a late model Hilux? The answer is yes, just. So we went with ROH Black Tracks as they're built in Australia, and because these vehicles are immensely popular there, they've designed their steelies to just clear the large calipers on the SR5 Hilux. So we've got a 16x8 zero offset steely. There is just enough room in there for the brakes to clear them. And we're running Goodyear Wrangler Duratrax in a 265/75 R16 size. Now these things are mint. They work really, really well everywhere. We had them on our Prado. I've transferred them onto this truck. We've done probably about 20,000 Ks on them now. They're wearing beautifully, and compared to a proper mud tyre, they're almost silent on the highway. Now the Hilux is running a 40mm EFS suspension lift. And even with that, to get these tyres to fit on the front here, we've had to do a little bit of bumper massaging / trimming. That long term won't matter though, once we eventually get a front bar. Alright, so coming around the back here, this is probably the most interesting part of the build, given that we've got a tub for activities. Got our Felden shelter up here. It is awesome. As far as rooftop tents go, I honestly don't think it can be beaten. It is just a sweet place to spend the night. So obviously the Felden needed somewhere to sit, and for that we got a custom fabricated tub tent mount from Kaizen Works in Lower Hutt. Ash has done a mint job at getting something perfectly set up for the size of the tub and exactly the height that I wanted things to sit at. So in the tray here, we've got this big toolbox here, and that basically contains all of our wires and switches for all of our power at the back of the truck. We have a little LED light up there and a power port back there, which both run off of switches on the side of the box, as well as a couple of USB ports and a 12-volt cigarette lighter just in case we need to charge anything up. All of that runs off of our secondary battery and our CTEC DC to DC and smart pass chargers up in the front of the cab. So one of the things I really just like is sort of camping and cooking when it's pitch black. It makes it really hard to see what you're doing. So mounting a simple little light like that on a switch is awesome. It makes it so much easier to camp when it starts getting dark. So on the bonnet here, we've got basically the standard Toyota D4D 1KD engine. I'm going to leave it alone. I know that people are all into chipping and tuning them. I am slightly tempted, I can't deny that. But it has enough power for what we use it for, and I'd rather it be reliable. The guys at Street Customs have installed a big 120 amp hour deep cycle battery here, which is mint. That hooks up to our CTEC DC to DC charger in the cab. To do that, we've had to remove our injector driver off of the back firewall. Josh at Street Customs has made a cool little bracket just to sort of keep things out of the way. Apart from that though, it's all pretty standard. We haven't done too much, and it's probably going to stay that way, just to keep it reliable, keep it simple. Cool, so in the cab here, we've kept it real simple. The Hilux interior is quite a functional place, and it doesn't really need too many additions. We've got a little UHF radio down here where the ashtray used to be. It took a little bit of persuasion to get the ashtray out, but it's all mounted up in there. And because there's kind of a hollow under here, the sound echoes throughout the cab real nicely, which is awesome, so you can hear what people are saying. Again, as with the Prado, I've got the radio mic mounted up on a magnet phone holder here, as I really don't like the idea of drilling into the dash for these. It also means, when you're off-road, you can just kind of push it back up there and aim roughly at it and it stays. For the steering wheel here, we've got a EDS, engine data scan tool from Adventure Kings. Basically, I don't have to run gauges in here as much as possible. It lacks an EGT and a boost gauge, but it provides engine coolant and everything else that we need. And of course, there's Red Dude. See, everything's very simple. I haven't had to add much. Everything just kind of works, which is awesome. So yeah, that's kind of our Hilux build in a nutshell. The goal of this build was to keep it really simple, really low, and light. And I think we've achieved it. I'm super stoked with how this truck's turned out, and it's doing everything we wanted it to do beautifully. I'd like to do a massive shout out to all the people who have helped us build it. So to CTEC for providing us with the DC to DC and smart pass charging system, Ash at Kaizenwork for doing the suspension lift and the awesome Tint Mount, Josh and Reese at Street Customs for both their security and the 12-volt install, Leo for providing us with our sweet as logo, and to everybody else who has put up with me blabbing on about this for the last few months. So yeah, let's get out there and explore New Zealand and enjoy the summer. Cheers.